Well, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, hello. The title of my story originally was going to be called The Red Balloon, but unfortunately that was taken already, so I've decided to call it The Rumpus Room. I grew up in 44, about 65 miles north of here, in a very large house with this huge garage. The garage probably could hold about 6 to 8 cars, and some say it actually was a taxi cab company in the 20s and 30s. My mom and her 3 brothers grew up about 5 doors away, and I think they had their eyes on this property their entire lives. When my mom and dad got married, that house became available and they bought it. My dad and my mom's 3 brothers decorated the garage in a baseball theme. There was one wall I remember had the pennants of all the teams in a big circle on the wall, and Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle were up on the wall in the places of honor. The other end, there was this huge fireplace, a big brick thing that could actually heat the entire garage. This was their celebration spot. Through the years, my brothers came back from military duty and lived with us for a little while until they got married and moved away. But while they were there, these parties would happen in the Rumpus Room at least weekly, if not more than that. I always remember something going on there. But as they got married and moved off, the celebrations moved off too. And it got a little quiet in the garage. My dad was a TV repairman on the side, and he decided to take his shop out of the basement of the house near the furnace room and put it in the Rumpus Room. And I forgot a very important thing. This garage was about 100 feet from the house, and to get electricity to the garage, there were these wires hanging across the backyard. And as a kid, we would play badminton, and we would use those wires as the net. You could imagine the things my dad and mom used to say to us out the window. You know, anyway, but he decided to put this TV repair shop in the garage, and those wires were not enough to carry the power that he needed. Plus, cable TV had just come to town. So I was given the job to dig this trench from the house all the way to the garage. So I started digging this trench, and about 2/3 of the way through, I found this old rotted red balloon, and it took me back to my first communion party. That party was held in the Rumpus Room, and all kinds of family members were there. My uncles were all there with their friends, and a lot of my friends were able to make it. And my mom had decorated the entire backyard with all sorts of things. My uncles and their friends were engaged in a game of poker, sitting around in the lawn furniture under the trees in the backyard. My friends and I spotted the balloons that my mom put up as decorations and decided we could have a very wet game of tag by filling these with something other than air. So we're using the balloons to play water tag, and we realized that the poker game over there would make a nice secret target. A lot of nearby splashes evoked all kinds of voices of, you know, get away from here, move your game elsewhere kind of things. But I spotted my Uncle Ron, and he just looked like a perfect target. I took one of those red balloons filled with water and a big splash right on his head. His reaction was a little bit different than I expected. He chased me down, grabbed me, and pulled me back to that water balloon mud puddle and gave me a ceremonial face washing. I'm pretty sure that was the red balloon I found when I was digging in the yard. You know, tears ensued. I kind of ended my celebration that day. But that wasn't the only time I can remember a celebration ending there in tears. I remember my 3rd birthday party. It started out in the backyard, but the weather turned a little bit stormy, so we moved into the Rumpus Room. My mom brought all the food inside, and we enjoyed our meal. And after we were done eating, she brought out the birthday cake. I remember this flat cake with candles around the perimeter, and a number 3 candle in the middle with these 3 creepy clowns climbing up. My uncle, Uncle Ron, said, you know, I hope those clowns aren't the devil's helper. They look a little suspicious surrounded by all that fire. Well, I didn't need assistance for misbehaving, but he warned me that they may be providing me some assistance. Well, happy birthday was sung, and just as I was about to blow out the candles, a lightning bolt hit one of the trees outside. The lights went black, I peed my pants, I ran up to the house and hid under my mother's bed, and that was the end of that celebration that day. Anyway, the years went by, I moved away, and my dad ended up passing away at the young age of 57. My mom, living alone there, just couldn't handle the big property, so my wife and I and our very young kids at the time went up to help her clean up and move out. We had filled the car with all kinds of memories that I was taking away from 44. And as we were about to drive away, my mom came out of the house with this little gray gift box, and she said, "Here, take this. It's full of some childhood mementos." Well, you'll never guess what was in that little gray box. Some Cub Scout pins, some badges, and way down the bottom, a number 3 candle with these creepy clowns climbing up. I still have my Cub Scout pins and badges, but those clowns are along the southbound turnpike somewhere. Thank you. Oh, you